we can start off with a video. Okay. I'm gonna watch one video and then I'm gonna play Roblox. That's how we're gonna do this. Why is everything out so slow? Fuck. YouTube. Alright, so YouTube application. So yeah, window, YouTube, application, YouTube. Alright, we're good. What you gotta say, bro?
I've now seen you in person, and I'm reminded and quite shocked because what I've now seen in person is not what I've seen online. What I've seen online, your face is very different. Your face is extremely animated, and if you want to present as it to be a cartoon, then that's absolutely fine. You can be a cartoon all your life. You can be, you know, a cartoon if that's what you really want to be. But what I'm seeing online is not what I'm seeing. Every single day there seems to be some epidemic now of heavily face tuning, face editing that is not corresponding. It's not corresponding with what we're seeing, and you have to stop. You really have to stop. And there are so many people that are doing this, and I just pause. When I see them in person, I just pause and I think the first thought is, this is not what I'm seeing online of you. You don't look like that. You look very different. You look very different indeed. The editing, the airbrushing, the face tuning, waiting to update the app so you can add more features, and your face is going phew, 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 in person.
He finna go off with somebody. Actually, I'm gonna let this play in the background while I play Roblox.
It's really a problem, and I just wanted to sit here and really express my deepest frustrations from the pits of my heart that I am so upset with a lot of people doing this, because you don't need to do any of it. But not even about self-motivation. This isn't a self-motivation talk, because that motivation needs to come from your own. This is more just of my sickness of the fact that you guys think that this is okay. It is purely delusional if for you to sit here and believe within your chest that what you're doing is okay. Your face is not corresponding from what we're seeing online to what we're seeing in person. Put the Facetune app down. Delete it from your phone. Take a selfie. Play with the saturation if you want to, and the contrast, but that's it. Leave it at that. There's no need for you to be bending the pictures up and down, so now the mirror is, going inwards, or the banisters are going inwards, and you don't realize that, this is not what you look like. And it's as if nobody's told you, and then your friends are in the comments saying, you look great. You don't look great because you've over-edited the picture. It looks unnatural. It's not an authentic version of you. And if you're fine with doing that, then, you should understand that you don't look like that in person. But a lot of people actually think that they do, and they think that they are fooling us. We're not hoodwinked. We're not tricked by this. It needs to stop. please stop over face tuning your faces, because when I'm seeing a hexagon in person, it is a problem. You've now even gone to do the cosmetic surgery, but then on top of that, you've now come to edit even more. I'm not talking about a filter. I'm not talking about a little saturation contrast here. I'm talking about the fact that you selected the picture, opened the Facetune app, and you have changed everything. Your face is extremely glossy and your eyes look very different. It looks animated, and it's only the face that seems to be changed. The rest of the body seems to be, you know, the same. And you think that this is okay. You don't look like that in person. You don't. And I feel like we need to tell more people this. Even if it's a stranger, I'm just going to tell somebody that, you know, beloved, what we're seeing online, it's very different. Please be conscious of what you're posting, because you need to be more comfortable in your own skin. And if anything, you are exacerbating that problem by over editing everything that I'm seeing online. And I've just really had enough. Another thing that really irritates me is protein. Everyday protein, every single item we've been conscious of, if it does not have protein, it becomes worthless. We're not meant to have it. Protein popcorn, 30-40 grams of protein in a drink. The chocolate bar must have protein. Like you're eating the most dumbest things that have protein sweets, protein candy floss. Like it's like breast. Not every single item that we consume must be protein. It's okay to have some vegetables. It's okay to have some broccoli. Increase your fiber intake is what you really should be doing. Have some oats. Why are we focusing on if a item of food does not have protein in it, it becomes useless, and that we must have it to grow big and etc. Well, you also need to be able to sit on the toilet and, you know, do what you need to do, instead of you sitting on the toilet stuck because you're not having no damn fiber. And now you look like Boo the Fool sitting on the toilet, screaming, constipated, in pain, no idea why. It's because you're over consuming protein and you're not consuming the rest of the food that you need to have. Have some garlic. Do you understand? Take a turmeric shot. Take a ginger shot, for goodness sake. It's not everyday protein, bread and rice. Protein, bread and rice. Protein. And not everything needs to have protein. Increase your fiber intake, please. And I think that so many products now are being shoved down the consumer's throats with protein as some kind of advertising technique. You don't need to have a 50-gram protein milkshake. 50-gram protein milkshake. Do you know what else is in there? Have you checked the ingredients to see how much there is of sugar in that? And then you're wondering why you're not. Increase your fiber intake, please. And I think that so many products now are being shoved down the consumer's throats with protein as some kind of advertising technique. You don't need to have a 50-gram protein milkshake. 50-gram protein milkshake. Do you know?
Okay, I do. I was just making sure I could hear it. Alright, what were you saying?
Not losing weight, but you're having all of this protein. Why is there so much protein in what you're like? It's really crazy. Then you have digestion issues and you're stuck on that toilet. Oh Lord, sitting on the toilet struggling for your life as if you've just left one of P. Diddy's freak off. That's basically what this is given when it comes to no fiber intake, but protein everywhere. And I just find it to be so frustrating. Increase your fiber intake and don't start taking fiber supplements. Look for fiber related food. Have some more fruits. Do you understand? Have some more vegetables. Don't always get the portion of fries with your food. Get a portion of broccoli instead. Eat some more vegetables with your meat, and, you know, not even just your meat, but all of this protein nonsense that everybody's having. I'd rather have some chicken breast than sit here and have a protein 60-gram, 40-gram and think that the protein drink is a replacement. It's never going to be a replacement for actual chicken. I'm so sorry. Another thing that really irritates me, and I don't even know why I'm doing this video, I just want to get this shit off my chest, so I wanted to do a quick 10-minute video for you guys, is that I was on a flight, right? Hear the story now. On my flight back from Barcelona a couple of days ago, and I'm sitting on the first row of the flight. The first row of the flight, or the emergency row of the flight, you can't have your bags, anything on under you or in front of you. All of it has to go in the locker bins and the locker cabin, you know, heads above you. Your backpack, your carry-on, anything that you have, you can't have anything on you. It must just be you only sitting on your seat. No bags, nothing. So we're now putting our bags in the cabins, because we're row one and only row one that, you know, you are able to do that. The rest of the other seats,
Loud ass motorcycle.
that's another thing that really pisses me off, because why are you revving your motorbike on, you know, a random chilled road? This is not a busy motorway. Why are you revving your motorbike like we all have to come now see who you are when none of us give a damn and we've all got lives to live? Why are you revving your bike like that? Who do you think you are? Just screaming on the roads. because you think that you're Batman. Go home. That really irritates me, and that's been irritating me for so many years. But anyways, so I'm putting my bags now at the top, all my bags, everything, and you have people on the second, third row who are really upset, saying that, well, you know, why are you reserving, to the flight attendants, why are you reserving the first row to do this, but, you know, we want to put our bags up? And the flight attendants, the girl, she was like to these two men, well, you know, the rest of row one have not settled into their seats yet, and we need to make sure that all of their bags, backpacks and everything are all on the top cabins, and then once they've settled in, then you guys can put your stuff up there, but up until now you have to put it further down. And the two guys were like, we don't want to put our carry-on suitcases further down, we want to put them above our seats. And she said again, we have to wait till all of the row one, all of the 6 seats are settled in, just to measure how much space we have left, because all of this shit needs to go up. These two men weren't getting it, right? And so I had to step into the conversation. I was the only one to step into the conversation, because I felt like, whether you're gay or straight, you're still a man. And I feel like the way that you would speak to women, specifically women in workforces, such as flight attendants, you know, and there's a little attitude there that you have, nobody else, you know, is coming to explain. And that's when I had to stand up and say something, because I'm just like, what are you two men doing? You're not understanding what she's saying. You're probably dumb as well. Probably don't fly enough as well. You don't have the flying understanding or experience. But also, both of you two men speaking to this short girl flight attendant when she has to be responsibility for everybody on the flight to make sure they all settle on. So I had to jump in and say, hold on now, guys. Let's calm down. She's clearly explained to you guys that we need to all, in row one, put all of our shit on the first cabin, locker heads, you know, above us. Once we've all settled in and all of our shit's up there, then we can measure to see if we have any other space. Until then, you need to wait, or you push your shit right at the back and call it a day. Right? After I said that, the two men somewhat understood, but stopped speaking back to the, you know, the flight attendant. But what I'm trying to say is, gay or straight, I do feel like when you have two men and they're trying to, you know, kick up a fuss and get frustrated or irritated, measure your tone when you're speaking to a woman. I feel like, you know, if it was a man, it's, yeah, I don't need to get involved. But when it's a woman and she's the only one and it's 2 versus 1, you need to actually measure your tone. Because then I will measure it for you. I will bring out my ruler and I will tell you to decrease your tone, because now you've got me involved into the conversation. And I was the only person who stood up for her. And when we all deboarded the flight and, you know, we landed and we're getting off, she quietly thanked me and she was like, thank you so much for, you know, defending me in that moment. And I'm just like, well, somebody needs to, because I can't stand people who are spectators in a situation that is going down. Speak up and say something. I'm not saying you got to jump in and physically fight, because I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is, if we're all people are having a discussion and you can help, you should raise your voice. You should say something. You should speak and defend somebody. And yeah, I just hate when men, gay or straight, specifically gay, you know, feel like because they're gay, it's some kind of pass to speak in a certain way to women. Well, you know, that's not really the case here. Unless she was rude to you first, that's not really the case here. And in this case, she wasn't rude first. She was just trying to help everybody. And I just felt like these two men were just really pissing me off, because they were just being dumb and not understanding the fact that, you know, row one is for all of our shit to go up. So you're not in row one. So clearly you need to wait or put your shit at the back and shut up. Anyways.
52,000.
Yeah.
52,000, 35,000.
Speaking of other stuff that really pisses me off, because now that we're here, why am I buying orange juice for $8, £5? Why are you selling me a cup of orange juice for £5 and you think that this is okay? Everything's getting so expensive and I think it's ridiculous. Don't go into coffee shops, guys, barista coffee shops, and buy orange juice, because they will thief you when you can clearly go to a grocery supermarket and you can just buy it for £1, £2. You don't need to go and buy it for £5 in these coffee shops. They are thieving your money. Please don't do it. Anyways, rant over. It's a bit of a random video, but I really wanted to just get this out of my chest. Do let me know your thoughts are when it comes to this. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video, guys, a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys soon.
35,000. This loser deserved it.
Please welcome Turning Point USA CEO and Chair, Erica Kirk.
Erica Kirk is without a shadow of a doubt a plant. I mean, this woman is redundantly and obviously a fixture that's been set up to simply take Charlie Kirk's place. And I must say, she's the perfect prototypical image of a woman who is faking her grieving to take the place of her husband just for her own material self-aggrandizement. And it's crazy because I thought about when I lost my dog, the sweetest dog in the world. I was so miserable. I was so sad for multiple days on end. This woman had her husband killed, assassinated by the same people who supplanted her for some shekels, and she's now gallivanting across the world on multiple stages, acting like a grieving widow just to keep behesting her own financial gain. Very peculiar set of affairs from Erica Francie. And all you have to do is look at her family background. Just look at what her mother and her father do. Look at their connections. A total industry plan. If you just study Erica Kirk's life, she was bouncing all over the place looking for somebody to take care of her. Some kind of celebrity figure. And of course, so many people who can't make it in the more mainstream sectors, they end up going towards conservative ink, which is once again one of the main things I'm trying to dismantle here. So Erica Kirk was ripe for selling her soul, to be bought and controlled. You know, if somebody like Masada sees Erica Kirk, they're going to push her all the way to the board, especially with the college campus debating champion Charlie Kirk himself, who was, let's be honest, he was a chud. He was a good guy. He was a nice enough human being, but he was also a conservative ink plan. Let's be honest. You know, he was starting to wake up, but I would say he was more so waking up for his own financial means as well. A guy like this, he doesn't really have charisma. He doesn't really have talent or success with women. So all they have to do is bring up this girl who is frankly a 4, maybe out of 10, maybe a 3. I'm not even sure, but that was enough to be swept off his feet. So she was just there to simply supplant that. And I will say something controversial. I believe that it is very telling who cannot be fully trusted. Even the ones that I like, and I have people who are friends or even collectors that I'm kind of one step away from. And, you know, I kind of have to give a gray zone grace to the question of because they're in such close cabal with some type of handler. I'm not saying they're necessarily handlers, but it's not a coincidence is what I'm saying. But it is, in fact, a coincidence. Patrick Bet-David has Adam Sosnick. Joe Rogan, who is very close to exposing many things about the health infrastructure, but he will never cross the line about the Israel lobby or AIPAC because he's married to Alex Jones. Similar to Rogan, was exposing a lot of these secret societies without mentioning who are the specific demographic ruling the gambit there. He's also now married to a all of these people, politicians included, look at the Kash Patel situation. All of these people are very closely in tandem with the I just made that video about Michael Jackson, Rabbi Shmuley. It's always time and time again, somebody either or a proxy in association with them. Like Erica may not be a she's Italian, but she's so money hungry and so thirsty for fame and status and attention from the masses that she's ripe conversion. She's ripe for manipulation across the board. And I'm at the point where she's basically Mossad. I would hedge my bets that she's a Mossad agent who was supplanted there as the handler to be a replacement, which is obviously what we're seeing, of Charlie Kirk. This woman is obsessed with validation for the sake of feeling a sense of celebrity status. And now she's the martyr wife. She's the widow, the ultimate widow for the conservative MAGA populace. And I told you, there's no other community, there's no other cult that is more brainwashed than MAGA. They're the ultimate cult that will literally ignore everything for the sake of worshiping and doubling down their own egos. So if she's being at the pulpit of this, of course she'll take that. Of course. She loves that. She's going to gallivant constantly. And that's why we have this crazy WWE kind of theme with Erica coming on. I thought it was going to be like The Rock or something. They say everyone grieves differently. Well, Erica Kirk grieves by walking out like John Cena. Because if this woman truly loved that man, she would not be doing these world tour stages. She would not be sitting down with Nicki Minaj. She would not be consistently pushing this. She wants to supplant herself as a conservative ink sweetheart. And this is why I tell you, my number one enemy that I want to dismantle is Con Inc. That is the number one problem to me. They want you to simply hyperfixate on the Muslim boogeyman and the radical left. Like, give me a break. Muslims are less than 1% of the population, and we understand that their trannies reading to our kids are immoral and sexually degenerate. Like, you're not saying anything revolutionary. The real problem is the controlled opposition of the conservative ink right. And Erica Kirk is one of their ultimate spokespersons for this. I would say all of these female influencers, I know this sounds sexist, but be very mindful about them, especially when they have such Zionist alliance and these ties to Israel, obviously. But let's be real, men fall for biting the forbidden fruit when it is introduced by females giving sexuality. And this was a woman Charlie was sleeping with that eventually got him killed. So just be careful. And this is a super quick, spontaneous clip, but I believe all of these people who are given all this mass population reach, all of these large podcasts masquerading as the movement, they're all controlled opposition. And they're always never going to actually fully cross the line in exposing who is truly at the seat of power and controlling and manipulating the populace, blatantly lying to the citizenry with mass propaganda while hiding their demonology and targeting in predatory fashion of the innocents and all of our financial debt-based slavery being fully extenuated. They always have very close partnership and ties with handlers. And to me, the fact that the cardinal sin today is pattern recognition, even though the brain itself is a pattern recognition machine. So they literally don't want us using our heads, by the way. I see a pattern here. All of them, time and time again. We first saw it as a hugely heavy scandal with Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton, only to see him in a blue dress on Epstein Island on these paintings. Well, believe me, they're not holding back whatsoever now. And Erica Francie, with her deep asset ties from her parents that are deeply connected with the government and people who are infiltrated with APAC ties, is the most blatant open puppet of the puppeteers at hand. And I want to make this clear once again, I would not be saying anything so admonishing and harsh if she was actually grieving. Like if she was actually grieving similar to how I grieved for my puppy. Oh, I'm sorry, my dog, but you know, when you love something, it kind of saves as your puppy in your eyes. But yeah, from the Charlie Kirk show to her gallivanting around all over Turning Point USA conferences and going to CPAC and all this hogwash crap. Perfect goy slop feed for the cattle. She is truly shameless. But even more shameful is the fact that so many people, the MAGA cult, man, they just eat it up, hook, line, and sink. They love this. When you go to her website, it says, give us a minimum donation of $1,000, but you know, 10,000 if you have it, and you know, ideally 100,000. That's insanity. And people are doing it. They're lining up chock full to do it. I'm asking for $15 a month on Substack. But here we go. Erica Francie. I guess by being back Mossad, you have these like insane gonads to even go there. But it's just insane. These victim and grievance politics will lead us so down astray. We need to wake up. We need to just be frankly honest about, once again, the spiritual power that is undergirding all these political conversations and psychological operations in theaters. And Erica Kirk masquerades as a Christian every time she addresses her haters. Says this is not biblical. Well, you know what also isn't biblical? Lying en masse to the American citizenry to deepen your shekels and ties to
Jesus Christ. One more try. Actually, not one more try, but I'm gonna just save up. I'm aware. I'm aware. All right, save up. Save up.